race fans, and welcome once again to the Apex This iRacing League. We're here with the GTE GT3 cars. This is their season finale here at the Nurburgring. This is the second of 3 installments this week with the Apex This iRacing League. And tonight the GTE GT3 machines are going to take on this very challenging course. And the guys, they're just wrapping up qualifying here. It's a little cool out there. Boy, temperatures are a lot different than yesterday. 64 degrees air temperature. Look at the wind speed, 10 miles an hour, and the track temperatures are very cool, 68 degrees. Boy, this ought to be a pretty fun race here today. And we're going to go ahead and go on down to the track here and check out some of the guys there. Here we have Christopher Perez. He's making his way around. Right now he doesn't have any lap times there. They're not showing any lap times. This is the qualifying session though, but they're not showing any hot laps yet. And, you know, it takes over 7 minutes to get around this course too. So I'm not sure if he's actually completed a timed lap yet. And I tell you, it was a very fun race. Oh, there he goes around a little bit into the wall. And if he has to start over now, though, it's going to be a while. There's Dustin Burkhalter, and it looks like he's had an off as well. Looks like he's might have to turn around and go back the other way. There's John Stapp. Right now he's showing 5th fastest with an 8, and that's 8 minutes 13.920. There's Doug Doucette in the Audi. He does not have a timed lap yet, and it's a 2-hour qualifying session, and we're at an hour and 56 minutes, so he probably will not get a session in there. Right there is who is that? That is Ryan Collins. He doesn't have he's not showing a timed session either, a timed lap there. There's Jaron Haslam. Let's see if has he got a chance to get across the line? Yeah, right now, yeah, he is second. He scored second fastest with an 8:02.724. Most of the guys are in the pits now because the session is about to wind down now. So we'll just wait. In fact, let's see, there's Bjorn Benches. He's on track. It looks like maybe 4 cars are on track at the moment. Bjorn Benches, he's one of them. It's him and Jaron Haslam. Darian Roy, he's one of the other cars remaining on track. John Stapp, he's currently 5th fastest. So, and that'll be the end of that qualifying attempt there. And right now they're probably, just going out and just seeing if they can, get a little seat time there and as much seat time as you can get before the session starts, because it's a 2-hour. They call it a 2-hour qualifying session, but I would say it's a practice / qualifying, and to get yourself acclimated to the track. Stapp, he's taking advantage of every minute, and we're less than 60 seconds away from rolling over to the race session. He was able to get a timed lap in there, 5th fastest overall. Nice to see some more Audis out there. We haven't seen too many. We've seen a lot of BMWs and the Mercedes, and nice to see a few Audis out there as well. And we're just past the 2-hour mark here. And there may be a couple of minutes, over the session limit, which is a typical thing in iRacing, before the server switches over to the next session. So we'll follow Stapp around the track here. You see how twisty this course can be. It is just absolutely relentless. Of course, there is the one big, long straight at the back. That's an excellent passing opportunity. And you can see how Stapp, he's down there on the left-hand side of the course. And you see how large this course is. And it's now just a question of whether or not is that gonna, how long will it be before the session rolls over? I'm guessing it's usually about 2 minutes, and we're at 2:01 in a few seconds. Now this is a little bit of a speedy section through here, a little not as straight as that long straight you see on the backside of the course there on the track map, but if you time it just right, you can get alongside a guy. This track isn't the widest in the world, and so many direction changes and elevation changes. You really have to time your passes just right. There's absolutely no margin for error here. Oh, there we go. Will not take long, and we don't see. There's nobody else on track. Bjorn Benches, he's not on track now either. So now we're just a matter of just waiting for the server to roll over. Okay, Bjorn is there. It wasn't showing him there at first. He's still on track. It looks like he's about to wind it on down. And we just hit the 2 hours and 2 minutes. Actually, about to hit 2 hours and 3 minutes. Sometimes it's hard to guess when that server is going to roll over. You think it's going to roll over right when the qualifying session ends, but then there's, it seems like, okay, it's 2 minutes and it's 3 minutes. And but I would think that it's going to be rolling over here any second now. It's a huge track, folks, 15 miles in length, 15.01 to be exact, and got quite a bit of altitude there, 2,033 feet above sea level. And so many of the tracks we go to, they may only be 1,000 feet or even several hundred feet above sea level, and but they're definitely up in the mountains today. And let's see here. Looks like and it's still rolling. Let's look at the race here. It's yeah, we're well past 2 minutes. I mean 2 hours. So I don't know why the server's not rolling over. But while we're waiting for that server to roll over, make sure you join us on Sunday for the Supercar Rough Series, and that'll be their finale here at the Nurburgring. And for those of you into stock car racing, come join us Saturday night for the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge. And I mean, those guys, they really get after it in the Cup cars. And that will be this Saturday right here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, we're waiting for them to get going. I don't know what the holdup is, unless they're having some sort of a team meeting, because nobody's on track at all. And you would think the server would roll over. I don't, they have the ability to advance the server, the admin does, but for whatever reason that it's just rolling along here. So we will wait patiently for that server to start, and hopefully it will be within the next few seconds here. right, looks like we're starting the grid now. The guys are getting ready to come out, and let's go ahead and see if we can. We don't see. We're not showing the. Let me see if we can reset this thing here, because it's not hard net right there. Let's move that out the way. Guys are lining up behind the pace car here. Waiting for everybody to join. Go ahead and take a look at that starting lineup there. On the pole, we have Joseph Mayer, Tommy Reagan second, Orion Collins third, Bjorn Bench is fourth, Corey Mitchell fifth, Scott Page sixth, Shane Hunter in seventh, Jaron Haslam eighth, Dustin Burkhalter ninth, Darian Roy 10th position. In 11th, we have John Stapp. Christopher Perez is 12th. 13th position, we have Andres Garcia, and rounding out the field in 14th is Doug Doucette. Cars making their way around now. Joseph Mayer, your pole setter, he's leading the field around. And the pace car about to jump in here, and we're getting ready to go green. Waiting for the lights. And we are racing here at the Nurburgring. And the GTE cars are off and away. Mayer followed closely by Orion Collins there. In fact, the whole field is look like the first four there are fairly close together. There's Shane Hunter. He's leading the GT3 machines off. Meanwhile, at the front of the field there, Mayer under a lot of pressure there by Ryan Collins. And they're packed there pretty good there. There's Mayer and there's Collins, and also closely followed by Tommy Reagan. Reagan, he's got over a second gap between him and Corey Mitchell. I'll tell you, every lap is almost a race in itself, an entire race in itself, as long as it takes to get around this circuit. It is just killer how it takes so long to get a one lap in here. I mean, you could have a position change or maybe two or three in the course of one lap very easily if someone has a mistake. There's Mitchell. He's starting to fall behind a little bit now, over 2 seconds behind Reagan. He's starting to get a little bit of pressure himself from Bjorn Benches. See, behind Benches, Scott Page. He's not too far behind, about a little over a second and a half. Then about seven seconds back comes the GT3 machine. Shane Hunter, he continues to lead Jaron Haslam there. In fact, he's over a second and a half ahead of Haslam. I wonder on paper which one of these class of cars, you know, what are their ratings as far as horsepower? I'd love to see the GT3s get up there with the GTE machines, and especially on the straightaway. Now Hunter, he was 8 seconds behind Scott Page. We're just having a little bit of a connection issue there. There he is. But it's fluctuating between 8 and just over 8 again. Different parts of the section section of the course seems to catch up just a little bit. There's Jaron Haslam. And he's got a bit more pressure on him from Dustin Burkhalter. He's got Darian Roy right behind him. A little further back, there's John Stapp, who's currently running 5th in class. And Doug Doucette. We have no retirements, but thank goodness everybody was able to get into the race here tonight. There's Doug Doucette. He's got a bit of a battle going on there with Andreas Garcia. That's for 7th and for 6th and 7th in our class. 12th and 13th overall. Right at the moment, riding shotgun on the field. Oh, Christopher Perez looked like he got into the wall there just a little bit. Let's roll that back and see. Oh, he had lost it going around, and somebody, I don't know who that was, just did get by him. Let's take it back live. Meanwhile, up the front, Joseph Mayer under heavy pressure from Ryan Collins. Collins sticking fairly close. They are pulling away now from Tommy Reagan. And looks like Perez is in the pits. I don't know if he crashed again or he just decided to pit. If he jumped back to the pits, he's probably towing in, which means he's going to be there for a while. Mayer, your leader. Now he's pulled up. He's over a second now from Collins. We don't show any reports where Collins might have had a spin or anything, but he was within a second, but now not so much so. He's starting to get a little bit of heat there from Tommy Reagan. Those three are over 9 seconds from the rest of the pack. Well, it doesn't take much to get those cars upset. You notice those well, I use the term rumble strip, but it's really more like a curb. They're so high, and you don't dare run up on them. Because if you do, you're going to have a bad day. And here they come flying down. This is that long straight that we look at. Like they're getting right to about 165, 167. Reagan is starting to lose touch with the two front runners there, though. You can see him right there in front of him, but he's over 2 seconds behind now. Almost 3 seconds. We're now in part of the stadium section here, the section used by the Formula One cars. All of this part of the track, once you go through here, right before the last turn, where you would take the start-finish for the Formula One, they veer off to the left, off into the woods. And of course, some of this section is also modified for these cars. There are several different configurations here at the Nurburgring. Mayer comfortably, well, somewhat comfortably ahead of Collins. Just about a second. He actually had went well over a second, and now Collins trying to fight back. Oh, wow, it looked like I just saw Collins, you can see the car kind of hit those, I'd just say curbs, because they're too steep, too high up in there to just refer to them as rumble strips. Although some guys, you can see them in some cases do run over them. Looks like a high-speed roller coaster here, folks. Collins taking a look on the inside there. Oh boy, he better be careful. That is one of the other sections. If you time it right and if you have enough momentum, you might can get by. But you really have to be right in the right place at the right time. He's over 3 seconds behind. A little further back, Corey Mitchell. Bjorn Benches is still chasing him, staying within a half second there. I think Benches, he's been within a second of Mitchell pretty much since the start of the race. This is a 40-minute timed event, and so far they've completed 2 laps. And the first, what is just about 12 minutes now of the race. Oh, and we have, let's see, have a report. Christopher Perez crashed. Let's see what happened there. He had spun off before, and looks like this time he just went around, he just looped it around there a little bit, didn't hit anything. Able to keep her running. Spin the tires a little and get her going again. back to Bjorn Benches. Not quite a little more than half a second now, but trying to stay within that 1 second. He just fell to over a second behind Mitchell. A lot of concentration necessary on a course like this with such constant changes in direction and elevation. Boy, he really had a chance to pull up now. And the question is, will they be able to? Will he be able to take advantage of? Oh, he got a little bit of a tap there. And looks like Mitchell, he was able to keep the car going there. You got to report John Stapp might have had an off, might have been a spin here. Here he is in the Audi. Oh, see how he caught that curb? And that is so unforgiving. Oh, hard into the wall. And is he towing back? He's just sitting there. Maybe he's waiting to see, make sure the track is clear. Let's take a look at his nose. He got a little bit of damage, not a whole lot. I'm not sure if he's got it rolling there. Oh, the track is so narrow, he didn't have enough room to turn the car around. Got a bit of damage there. See a little damage on that right front. We'll take it back live there, and he's back up and running. See, let's go up to Jaron Haslam here. He's being chased by Dustin Burkhalter. He's just hitting those curbs just a little bit, and the car leaps up in the air just a little bit. That's about all you want to do, though, with those daggone curbs. Burkhalter is third in class, 10th overall. I'm sorry, yeah, third in class, 8th overall. Scott Page, okay, that's who we saw that had the. No, that wasn't who we saw that spun, but he's the one GTE car back in. He's in 10th position. He's 6th in class. There's 6 of those of that class in the field today. I didn't see any reports of where he spun or anything. He's just running in 6th position there. Up the front, there's Joseph Mayer continues to lead Orion Collins. Collins just cannot break that half a second barrier there. And try as he might, he's getting so close, tantalizingly close. Like the sun's starting to come out now. That may have an effect on the temperature. And we're still 64. The track temperature is 76 degrees now. Curbs in here, or I think of these as regular rumble strips. They are a little more forgiving if you run over them just a little bit. And this is where I was telling you where they dart off to the left and start heading down to the forest. And this is where things can get crazy. They call this place the Green Hell, and for good reason. If you're on your game, it's a blast to drive, but if you're having a rough day, it can be hell on you. Almost like a never-ending nightmare of lefts and rights, up and down. Amazing when you think of all of the Formula One drivers from back in the day, back in the 60s and 50s and earlier, and they would just fly down through this course, you know, in the level of protection that they did not have. Of course, mortality rates were a bit higher, that, you know, that's compared to nothing like today. And I'll tell you, it was truly a brave soul to challenge a course like this. Collins, he's doing a good job to hang in with Mayer there. Mayer is definitely not getting away. Oh, he caught a little bit of that curve there. Didn't upset him too much. He's still within half a second. He actually, that's the first I've noticed that he was less than half a second from Mayer. And they've really checked out from Reagan 8 seconds now, almost 9 seconds. Now this will be interesting as close as they are. They're only like halfway around the course, and we're on lap number 3, and just about 3/4 of a minute away from the halfway mark of the race already. But I'd love to see him be able to hang with Mayer there until they get to that back section where that long straight is. He's starting to lose a little bit of pace there. He was 4/10. Now he's lost 4/10. Now he's starting to gain a little bit more back. A little further back, there's Bjorn Benches. He's 19 seconds behind Reagan, and actually 8 ahead of Mitchell. So he's checked out from Mitchell. And Mitchell, he's not under any real pressure there from Shane Hunter, who's the first GT3 car. And he's doing pretty well against Jaron Haslam, 4 seconds ahead of Haslam. And all of these guys are running pretty well spaced out. And then Dustin Burkhalter's 3rd in class, followed by Darian Roy. And we had Andreas Garcia in 5th in class, 10th overall. Scott Page, one of the GTE cars. He's followed by John Stapp, who's in 6th in class. And he's followed by Doug Doucette. And Perez, he actually did decide to retire the vehicle. So, end of the day there for Christopher Perez. And here's Mayer, Collins continuing to attack Mayer, trying to stay as close as he can. Trying to hold on to that half-second gap there. And, you know, they're getting close to that. Here's a little series of left-hander, then a right. Some more like S's here. And when they come out of here, folks, oh boy, it's going to be a drag race. Let's see what happens here. There's Collins. Let's see if he can stay close. 7/10 away. Here they come out onto the straightest part of the track. think you saw like 167. You saw Mayer weave just a little bit trying to break the draft. And boy, they still have a little ways to go. Can he catch him? He's trying it all he can to get up to Mayer. Couldn't quite get there. He got to within 0.3 of a second. And now he's just going to have to, he may have to, unless, oh, boy, I thought for a minute there he was going to, and they're both flying into the pits. Okay, so obviously this is probably planned, part of their fuel strategy. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, hey, where they going? I mean, it just looked like they just flew into the pits. Now, let's see. Reagan, he's coming up. And Reagan, he's coming into the pits as well. Bjorn Benches is in 4th, but he's 7. Well, let's see. Now he's coming up now. He's coming in very close. Benches, he's in as well. Looks like everybody's on a lot of the same strategy. And Hunter, there's Hunter. He's coming in the first of the GT3 cars. Behind and the rest of the field, there's Haslam and Dustin Burkhalter. Oh boy, traffic jam. Everybody's coming in. And Orion Collins got out of the pit first. Reagan came out in 2nd. Not sure what happened to Mayer. Mayer's still sitting there. Wow, that's a shocking. He was doing so well to battle against Collins and Reagan. I don't know if he overshot his pit stall or what, but that was a disastrous pit stop for the 8 machine. Finds himself down in 4th position. Almost 4 seconds behind Bjorn Benches. Orion Collins, your new leader. And a very healthy lead over 2nd place Tommy Reagan. Now just around 18 seconds. Let's look back at Reagan. He's pretty comfortably ahead of Bjorn Benches. Now Mayer is only 3 seconds behind Benches. This is the 4th completed lap, and we're at 26 minutes into this 40-minute event. You're watching the Apex This iRacing League, the GTE GT3 Season 3 finale here at the Nurburgring. Now John Stapp, he's on his way out. Looks like he might have got a faster pair there. That car is all fixed now, looking good there. Got it repaired. When he had a little contact there with the wall. There's Andres Garcia on his way out. Said it was only about a couple of seconds behind Garcia. And oh, look at some wing damage there on the 65 machine. Let's see. And he's coming into the pits there. As you can see, boy, he crashed somewhere. Let's see if we can maybe you can see what happened to Doug Doucette. Let's look at this replay. Oh, and he spun and missed that left wall, but not the right one. And I think that might have been where he got his rear wing damage. And look at that car is kind of crabbing there a little bit. Definitely front end alignment is knocked off of that thing now, and he's just fighting it to get it back to the pits. Kind of skating sideways down the track there a little bit. And but he's already been in the pits and then back out. You know, to use the fast repair. Meanwhile, up the front here, Collins continues a very healthy lead there over Reagan. Just look like at Bjorn benches. He's got a bit of a battle here with Mayer. Mayer had been leading pretty much since the start of the race. And now he just made a pass on benches for the third position. Joseph Mayer now up to P3. And wow, he's over 22 seconds ahead of Tommy Reagan, though. And we're just over 10 minutes left to go in this event. He would have to catch him within the next lap and then spend the last lap trying to pass him for P3 and I'm sorry, for P2. And I just don't see that happening. I mean, Reagan, he could even afford to have a spin and keep going. And not sure what the pit stop delta is, but being over 20 seconds ahead, he could almost pull into the pits, change tires, use fast repair, and still maintain position, probably, from Mayer. See, let's look back at Corey Mitchell. He's running there in fifth in class, sixth overall. He's got Darian Roy right behind him. That's not a battle for position, but not a battle in class. Roy, he's running second in class, seventh overall. Burkhalter right behind Roy. And that is a battle for both class position and overall position. And Jaron Haslam is right behind Burkhalter there, just over a second behind. Getting a report that Andreas Garcia crashed. Let's take a look back and see if we can see what happened. He's going. His engine's not even running. Wow, he just not sure what happened there. So he had to tow back. I'm wondering if he is there any chance that he ran out of fuel. It looks like Garcia, yeah, he has retired the car. So that's our second retirement of the day. Back to Burkhalter here, trying to fight off Jaron Haslam's only a couple of tenths behind. Right on board with Jaron Haslam, fourth in class. The sun had come out for a little while. Now it's starting to go back into the clouds there just a little bit. Has not done much though to help the track temperature. Well, the track is up to 76 degrees now. It's getting a little warmer. That air temperature is still a cool 64. Oh, no, and there's Burkhalter. Got into the wall there. He's able to keep going. Does he have any damage? A little bit of damage, not much. Of course, that any slowdown, you see how quickly Haslam got away from him. Well over 5 seconds down the road now. Like I said before, I tell you, a track like this, it doesn't take much. And now we're less than 5 minutes away from the finish of this race. Ryan Collins, he continues to lead. He's maintaining a super healthy gap there from Tommy Reagan. Reagan's comfortably and very comfortably in second place, 25 seconds behind Bjorn Benches. He's having a bit of a battle for the last spot on the podium here. Mayer, he'd been your leader for a while. Oh, and Mayer goes into the wall there. And that's not going to help his cause at all. Benches is starting to pull away now, over 2 seconds. Mayer trying to regain his composure there. Got a little damage on that right front. There's John Stapp. He's 5th in class. No real threat for any between him and Corey Mitchell's in the pits. And I hope we're not seeing another retirement here. Let's see. I didn't see any no reports of now Mitchell did go off the track. Let's look back at this replay here and see what we see. Oh boy, he got airborne and he almost collected. I couldn't see who that was. And see, now we've seen this in a couple of races. This actually happened to me once a few weeks ago. That's an iRacing glitch that you just cannot get away from. Your car will sometimes go through a virtual wall there and literally get stuck. And Mitchell had no choice but to tow in. So that's pretty much a game over for Corey Mitchell. And I hate to see that happen to anybody. But one of the perils of online racing that just can't do anything about at this time. So there's Shane Hunter. Now let's take it back live here. There's Shane Hunter. He continues to lead the GT3 cars. He's led he was the quickest in his class. right from the lights out. And he's 14 seconds ahead of Darian Roy. And Shane Hunter has the GT3 class well in hand. Now less than 2 minutes to go in this event. And all that time, we've only completed 5 laps, folks. This place is huge. His benches, he's still trying to hang on to that final podium position. Just about got a second over Joseph Mayer there. You know, Mayer, he was trying real hard and got into the wall there and cost himself some time. Now we're at 39 minutes and about 15 seconds. And looking at where they are on track, boy, can benches, can they get around? This will probably be the final lap. Let's see where your leader is. Your leader is he's going down that long straight, and he's the white number 1. You look at the track map, the white number 1, that's your overall leader, and that black number 1 further back up there, that's Shane Hunter, and your leader is very close to crossing the line. Is he going to get to the start-finish line? And we just had the final, we just reached the 40-minute mark, and I'm not sure where the start-finish line is for this series. Looks like we're going to get one more lap. I thought he I thought he was about to take the checkered flag, but he did not. I'm used to looking at the Formula One cars, you know, where their start-finish line is. So we will have one more time around the block. Let's check benches and see if he's, oh boy, the battle is on here, folks. For the final podium position between Bjorn Benches and Joseph Mayer. Drag race down to the next turn. Mayer wants that position right now. Trying to make it happen on the outside. I don't see that happening. He's going to have to tuck in behind, trying to double back. Benches making that BMW wide as possible. As they go through the stadium section here. Got just a little bit of wheel spin coming out of there. That cost him a little time there. Just over half a second from Benches now. Bjorn Benches driving the wheels off that Beamer. They are trying to catch him. This is a BMW versus BMW here. And Bjorn's almost got a 1 second gap now. Mayer, he was putting quite a bit of pressure on him, but losing a little bit of contact. Oh, and there he goes again. Joseph Mayer trying so hard, and he lost it again. Let's watch that on replay there. I mean, through those left and right S's. It didn't look like he clipped the curb or anything. Let's see, did he? He just kind of just a little bit of oversteer there, locking it down. Did a good job. Looks like he's going to keep it on track too. Didn't even get in the grass a little bit. Yeah, just working it there, working the brakes and knowing when to let off. Tapped the wall just slightly. And then, boy, that has put him 5 seconds behind Bjorn Benches. And John Stapp, he's coming into the pits. And Corey Mitchell, he's already in the pits. He may still be towing in. Who knows? And Bjorn Benches continues 5 seconds ahead of Mayer. And they're about a third of a way around the course. That gap there looks like he's able to maintain that. Let's look at the sector time here. In the first 3 sectors, Benches was faster, but Mayer, he's faster in sectors 4 and 5 by over a second. We'll wait to see what they do in sector 6. Let's see. Let's bring up the gap here. Benches with a 47.244. Mayer half a second quicker in sector 6. Benches, he's about 4 seconds down the road. Tommy Reagan, he's he's comfortably in second place. No chance of an attack from Bjorn Benches. And behind Mayer, we have Shane Hunter. And Hunter, he's quite a ways behind Mayer too. So as far as overall position, he looks pretty well nested there in 5th place, first in his class. Let's see, let's start Dustin Burkhalter. He's in the 3rd in class. A bit over a second ahead of Darian Roy. Now into 47 minutes on track action as we're you see how long it takes to complete even one lap, and this is lap number 6. So when your leader Orion Collins crosses the line, that will be the checkered flag, and that will be 8 laps for this entire event, or 6 completed, I would say. Ryan Collins having a good day here at the track. And I believe he did believe he did pretty good in qualifying. He let's see, where was he? Yeah, he qualified third. And and there's your winner. He's able to stay out of trouble, and unlike the guys that were in front of him, and he brings it home, P1. I think he may be one of the newer members, and he pulled over right there, and I guess normally they will drive around a little bit and then form up for the group photo there. I don't think Collins, he's not sure what to do. And the rest of the field is coming along, and we can't really show you the final official order there until they all cross the line. We can look at the timing and scoring on the left-hand side, though, and you can see Collins is your winner, followed by Tommy Reagan. Jordan Bench is third, Joseph Mayer fourth, Shane Hunter fifth position. In sixth is Jaron Haslam, Dustin Burkhalter seventh. Eighth will be Darian Roy. Ninth position is John Stapp. Doug Doucette scored in 10th position. Corey Mitchell is 11th position. The rest are retirements. Scott Page, Andres Garcia, and Christopher Perez are 12th, 13th, and 14th respectively. We'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight. For this season finale for the GTE GT3 cars here at the Nurburgring. And once again, don't forget to join us Sunday afternoon for the final race of the season for the Apex This iRacing League with the supercars and the rough cars here at the Nurburgring. And that will be starting same time, 9 p.m. Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. And for all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we'd like to wish you a pleasant evening.